All right, welcome back. It's been a while, hot minute. What happened when two drums and a cymbal walked into when they walked into a bar? Badum tush. Okay. All right, let's get into it. So we're talking about simultaneous equations, new topic. You can pause it if you need to. I'm going to speed through this. It's about solving two equations with two unknowns with one set of solutions. Now, just remember that equations normally represent lines. So if we can sketch both the lines, sometimes they'll have a crossover point at that intersection. That's our solution. So before we can even do that, we need to remember how to draw lines. So let's talk about this. Y equals mx plus c, that is a linear relationship. That is a straight line. Now, y and x, these guys are our variables. So we kind of don't touch them much, okay? But m represents the gradient, which if you also remember is also rise over run. And then that plus c, or sometimes you'll see plus b, is what we call your y-intercept, which is where it cuts the y-axis, right? Where your graph will cut the y-axis. So that's how you would find, that's what the graph y equals mx plus c means, okay? M, your gradient is always attached with the x, and then your c is always what we call a constant. That's why it's c. It kind of doesn't have a variable attached. Okay, so starting very simple, we just got to identify the gradient and the y-intercept. So the gradient, remember, is the m. And so it's the letter that's kind of, or the number that's attached to the x. So in this case, your gradient is 2. For some reason, it's m. And then your y-intercept here is just whatever's left, the -3. Okay, now what if we started to change it up and make it a little bit more spicy? Okay, so here you've got a fraction. Now just remember, a fraction can be broken up and separated. So I can kind of write it like this. Now just remember that this one here is kind of on its own. So that's actually the c. And then the gradient is actually the thing attached to the x, which is -3 on 2. Now in the last one, we need it in the form y equals. So here we've got something different. So I'm going to keep the 4y here. And using algebra, I'm going to move the 2x over by minusing it to the other side. And that -3 becomes +3. And then I don't want 4y. I just want y. So I'm going to divide everything through by 4. And then from here, I can see that my gradient is the thing attached to the x, which is -1 on 2, which is a simplified version of 2 on 4. And then my y-intercept is going to be 3 on 4, because that's the part that isn't connected to an x. Okay, now, one thing that you'll also have to do is learn how to fill in a table of values. This is just a game of substitution. So I go, what's -2 times -2? That's -4. -4 plus 1 is going to be -3. And I can keep going all the way here. If I keep going, it's going to be -2 times -1 is 2. Oh, hold on. Let's retry that. -2 times -2 is +4, plus 1 is 5. And then -2 times -1 is 2, plus 1, which is 3. And you can kind of see the pattern here. You can fill these all out, -1, -3. And you can kind of see that that's your pattern in this case. Is that right? Yes. Okay, so if we wanted to, what we can do is we can actually graph it. So that means when x equals to -2, which just don't forget, your x is your horizontal, y is your vertical. So if we've got -2, we're saying that the y value is 5. When I've got an x value of -1, it's 3. When the x value is 0, it's 1. And you can kind of see where we're plotting a nice little line here. And you can see that that there is your straight line. Sketch that through, and then you can label it. This was y equals -2x plus 1. Okay, using that table of values. Okay, now also we can find an equation from a graph. So here, remember, we know that it's y equals mx plus c. And so all I need to know is the m and the c. Now the gradient is going to be rise over run. So I need to pick 2 points here, and these are the 2 points I can use. So what's my rise? See, my rise is 2. And I can see my run is 1. Okay, so my rise is 2. My run, I always run from the left to right. So here I can see my gradient is going to be rise over run. So it's just 2 over 1x, and then plus c, which is my y-intercept. That's where it cuts the y-axis. So in this case, it's just going to be positive 2. So simplifying this, I can write y equals 2x plus 2, and that there would be my equation of a line. Okay, moving on. This is something different here. Again, we're still going to use, it's a straight line, y equals mx plus c. Again, I need to find what the gradient is. So here, let's use this one here. So my run, I can see my run equals to 3, but my rise is actually technically -6. I don't know if you can see that, right? Because I'm actually dropping 6 values down, because I kind of go across 3 and then I go down 6. So in this case here, my rise over run is going to be -6 on 3, lots of x, and then plus c. C again is going to be my y-intercept. It's going to be +6. So simplifying this, -6 on 3 is -2 lots of x, +6, and that would be your equation of a line. Hopefully that helps, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye-bye.